Peace and salute. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's beautiful here in the States. Marcel, peace. It's a beautiful day in Connecticut. I will be uploading part 1 to Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars and part 2. Part 1 will be after this live, and part 2 will be tonight. So I got to finish the other half of the book. The problem with this book is it has diagrams to show how that's good. You have good weather too, Marcel. It shows the system and how they shock the prices, and they have a bunch of diagrams and stuff, but I'm gonna work around that because you can figure it out when I'm reading some of the stuff. You don't need really a diagram, but it's still packed with information, really important information, and a lot of it comes from the 50s. It's unbelievable. These people were planning decades ahead. They were talking, it said Rockefeller, his demonic looking old ass. I think he's gone now, but back in the 50s, he was talking with his cronies about computer chips on the hand. It's no different. It's worse if you have one in your hand, but we willingly carry our serial number, because we are property. We willingly carry our serial number, like a social security number is like our serial number, our property number. And people say the JEWs had it bad when they tattooed it on their hand, but it went from the hand to the pocket. It's no different. I think it's worse than getting it tattooed because you're willingly doing it. So that's just my opinion. I was watching this video with Flat Earth Dave. No, not Flat Earth Dave. What's his name? Yeah, I don't know, but it's by Hibbler Productions. I think it was the third installment of Level. I think this one's called Level With Me or something. And it shows one of the guys that's on there in court in Florida, or it was Florida or Texas, where one of the two NASA things are. And he was talking to the commissioners of that city or state, city or town I think it's the city that it's in. And it felt good to see him in front of these crooked politicians and telling them, look, we want to know where our tax money's going. That's $75 billion. I think it's a month, maybe a year, but I could have sworn it's more. It's like a month. And because he brought up they're using green screens, and they have evidence to prove it. All these videos they got, there's just so much evidence to prove they're finagling everybody. And it felt good to see people in that courtroom. See, that's why I brought it up. Like, I used to think the same as other people, like F the law. I don't want nothing to do, but I think that's another part of the plan, is they want us to hate them to the point where we're not even involved. I could guarantee you not many people go to town meetings, and they're just doing what they want with tax money, passing laws, robbing the people blind. I guarantee in my city, barely nobody goes to that thing but rich people. And if people can come together for that and start questioning these people at city halls, town meetings, and telling you we want receipts, we want to see where our tax money's going. and start getting involved. You think people think they're nervous now because we're talking on the internet. That's even worse for them when we're there, right in their face at their job and checking on them. Um, Because people love to say they work for the people. Okay, so let's do it. Some people say it's a waste. That's their opinion of time. But if we had thousands of people start waking up and really stand their ground, at least in England and over there, they went to the parliament deep. And they made that white dude was shook. They made him take that thing, that restriction down. But in the U.S., we can't even do that. It's sad.
Good day, Charles.
What's up, Marcel? How you doing?
Good, good. Work is done from the garden.
Yeah.
Just coming back home. Now
Yeah.
now it's chill time.
That's a good way to greet in the morning. It's a good day. All morning, people say to me, "Good morning," or if I'm walking down the street every morning, and I'm like, I cringe when I hear it. I'm like, oh, and I say it back, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, when you understand the real meaning, you not say it anymore. But it's so in the system. I say it once in a while as well. Still, you know. But it's it's not good to say. Morning means that you someone
Get
died
happy
or
someone died. I don't even.
yeah,
Our
it's not good.
country's dying. It's like people don't want to go to war, and I get it. I get it. I don't either. You know what I'm saying? But I play defense when it comes to that. You know, they come starting something, then I'm gonna. But I want to fight back with. You know, a lot of people say law is a waste of time, but I'm sick and tired of sitting around. And if we don't get, I think that's how they get away with a lot of this stuff, where they made it so that could be a part of their plan. Because back in the days, the
Well,
older
yeah,
people like my grandfather, they got involved. Oh,
yeah, but it starts with people not knowing what their rights and what the laws are. You know, what their rights are. You know, and you last time you talked about the Constitution, they can they can just say no, no consent, and it will not happen. But people just don't know. They just accept taxes. They accept everything while it's not supposed to be accepted by them. And
yeah, like I see these videos.
to add it,
Of,
we were talking about war, but war are a direct consequence of big cooperations, or call them the giants of the old days. The wars are only there to benefit them, not the people. So why would you
right.
fight in a war for a total corrupt system? I will not fight for anybody.
No, no, I won't. I won't
No
fight like
wars. No
I'm
wars.
saying. They started. You know, they say the Germans went around in that war and started annihilating people. You see it in the movies and stuff, but how true is that? You know, but
Well, the way I think
it,
now, I think it's total bullshit, or at least most of it.
mm-hmm. So do I.
Partially it will be true, but I bet what they say, how many people died, 16 million Jews.
No way. That's a lot.
It's already proven that the so-called ovens, the burning facilities, were not capable to that amount, or even, you know. I think they stole the identities of those people they did kill,
Mm,
and go walking around with their names. I think the bad people did not die in that war. You know, that they killed off the people
that's
that were
interesting.
against that knew what was happening. You know, people who
I haven't heard that.
thought different.
Uh, Uh-oh. Peace to boy. I thought he got beamed up by the USS Enterprise.
Yeah, I was gone.
That was funny.
Gone.
You just disappeared. Beam me
Yeah.
up.
No, but there are so many parts of history now that you definitely should question everything that has been told in history, and I think most of it are lies, basically, and that's why they say, yeah, the conqueror makes the rules, it's and decides what's the history we get to know. And nothing adds up, basically. So I think a lot of things are lies, or at least half lies.
I gotta find that part of the Constitution because I was just reading some and some of the Constitution is involving the crown, and I'm like, how? I thought, it's I always knew Europe or England, the British, the Queen, and all that. I already knew that. They say we beat the British and the Queen. That's bullshit, man, because the military is still under the crown here, and so is some of this Constitution. But
Yeah,
people,
you can basically track a lot of the royals back to Germany, Bavaria, and basically a lot of European countries have like roots in those families from there, even England, and maybe even other countries, maybe the US and Canada, or maybe more lands. Probably. And they all interbreed, right?
I think
They keep it in the family. They keep it in the family, so to speak. The wealth and everything.
Sick.
It's sickening.
The wealth and the
yeah.
I don't even want to say it, but that's crazy.
Yeah, they are crazy. They are. In my view, they are not human. If you do that kind of shit just to keep that power for yourself.
Insane. Yeah, that don't even make sense, because even if you found a woman that's not in your family and you make love with her and have a child, it's still royalty. It came from you too. So what the hell's wrong with these people, man? They want pure.
Well, let's call it the fresh blood for like if Diana was a woman, which I think she was, but I heard other things as well. But let's say if she was a woman, she was only there to the Queen of England. She was only there to make children, nothing else. That's why Charles got rid of her, basically. Because Diana was onto their schemes and all that, and she wanted to expose it all. But everybody knows it already. But that's why she died, in my view, because she was going to tell everything how things work in the fake royal families and all that shit. And they are just dark people in those societies.
That's why I'm putting out that Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, because it talks about the Rothschild and how the system was designed to rob the people.
Yeah.
They took all the gold, all the silver, anything worth money, and gave them a piece of paper. That's basically what it is. An IOU, or more or less a fuck you, not an IOU. It's fuck you.
Yeah, and if we would do something like that, we get imprisoned for the rest of our lives. It's insane.
Well, That's that's why I'm huge on speaking out and telling people, look, we make a stand. What are they gonna do? Really? I mean, what? They even if they got 200 soldiers out or dick riding them and will stand with them to the death, that's nothing. It takes
Well,
people to fire weapons and drive tanks and shit. So soldiers have families too.
exactly. But if people realize that even if everybody would like buffer their food and all that, you know, for like 1 or 2 months. If you lay down work and everything for 2 months, they cannot do anything. You know,
We
they
could run the factories by ourselves. We don't need the government.
exactly. You don't need permission from them anymore. If they want to
Right.
rob us and steal from us, with with all the things we know right now, we should just say fuck it. We will create our own
Yeah.
society. We don't listening to you anymore.
Yeah. Especially in our, we could set it off here. Um, they're already committing treason on the people. The Second Amendment was put in
Yeah,
place for treasonous people. So they've already
exactly.
committed that. You know,
Yeah,
politicians, I was just reading it this morning. They're not supposed to get money from other countries while they're in office. And yet, all of them have evidence that they
yeah.
all,
Yeah. They all think they
it's
are above the
treason.
law, that the rules only apply to us, but they break every law in in place. You know. Yeah, and
They've brainwashed the
what you said, they
children to,
get paid by all the other countries and big corporations. They take bribes. It's in Holland. It's the same. They call it the suitcases that go in and out of the second chamber and the first chamber, which where they plot and decide what they are gonna do that year. But those suitcases going in there is money, is bribe money, and we know that. You know, and people still
Mhm.
vote for, like you said, people still vote for. Oh my God, Jesus!
Yeah, it
People,
blows my mind.
I don't believe.
They could come out and say,
I my mind blows every time when I see people still voting and all that. I
they
think,
could
oh
come
my
out,
God,
Marcel,
where have you
on
been?
TV.
Have you been under a rock for like the last 50 years or something? Oh my.
They could
Yeah,
go on TV and say, we fucked you over the last 60 years and rigged it all. And people would still vote.
yeah,
That's sad. But
yeah. It is.
there's a good amount of people that are fighting back and starting to go to town and city meetings and, you know, asking
Yeah,
questions like, you know, where's our money going? And
yeah.
that's what we need to do because
Yeah, that's what we need
their
to focus
time's up,
on the
man.
people
Enough.
that do get it, you know, and should
We want
focus
to
on
start
on
seeing
the good things.
paperwork
Yeah,
because that's why they keep us busy with games and all this shit. So we're not asking questions. They keep us occupied, and enough's enough. Uh,
yeah, and chaos. A lot of
damn, it's
news
so
really isn't true, and they overlap bullshit
nice to
things, so
pass
people
the
get
law.
distracted.
But in the Constitution, the laws have to go through the people, or it's void.
Hmm.
They're just passing shit right by us. They're just doing it, and no one says anything because they don't know. That's why, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
that's the
give
same
up.
everywhere. That's the same everywhere. That's here as well. That's why I don't vote. I have not been voting the last few years. I think like 4 or 5 years.
You know, people, I can't win. You know, I get the war part. No one, I don't want to go to war either. No one's that. If you look at history, nothing good ever comes out of that. But if they start and they're trying to take my life, that's a whole nother ball game. That's different. You know, I play defense with that. They started a war and it was coming where I'm at. I
Exactly.
would
We
be
have the right to
fighting.
defend. So if they come for us, I will definitely defend myself.
And then if I say let's do it by law, people will be like, Man, that shit don't work. If I say let's walk away from the system, people don't want to do it. It's like, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna talk, It's like,
No, what we are
I don't
doing
know.
in Holland and other countries are doing it as well. Is it's with the live life claim. We claimed a lot of stuff back, like my birth certificate, and I claimed my bank account. I claimed my insurance. I claimed my uh, my
Why? What does that do?
what does that do? Well, that they cannot use your strawman name anymore. That you claimed your own names back,
Oh,
so they can send you post that, oh, you have to pay taxes for this or do that, but do this
and
or
it's
do that
paid.
is it's
It's
like
automatically
force
paid, though, right?
it's like forcing. So but forcing people is not allowed, and so you can basically, they can send you all the papers that they want, but you can just send them back because that's
Yeah,
not
but
you,
the
that's your
tax,
straw man name.
yeah, that's the light bill, all those bills should be paid by the straw, man. It should be automatically paid.
Yes,
So not only are they
we
getting
all
money from the
have
straw,
a
from
counter
you,
account
it's up.
with all the money on it, for which was how much money you can live your whole life
Yeah,
with.
that's why these rich people got houses and cars. They get whatever they want off of us. That's crazy. While we're struggling, breaking our backs, they're
Yeah,
robbing us blind.
exactly, and that's why they
I would
don't
love.
come with this information. You have to. I did my research, and some other people in my neighborhood as well, and that's the
I'm
way.
gonna look into that, Marcel. Let me write this down. Yeah, I want to put liens. If these people want to play, I'm looking into the
Yeah,
amendments and all
you
this
should
shit
fight
more.
them. You should fight them with their own regulation and rules that they made up, because what they
Right.
are doing is
That's what I
unlawful.
want to
So
do.
you can fight them with pen and paper.
It's
Basically,
treason.
you
Hmm.
don't even need weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been trying to tell people, but they say, "Oh, the laws ain't gonna work." Why? They use it on us. So what do you
Yeah,
mean it ain't gonna work?
it's a lot of
We need more than just one person.
yeah, but
Let me
I
write
have to
this down.
say it's a lot of work to learn all that
All right.
and to send those papers the way they should be sent back. But it's worth it, definitely. Even if
What
it's
did you
only
claim? Your bank account?
yes, my bank account
Bank
and
account.
my where I stay, the place that I stay. So the house that I rent, it has like
Okay.
global positioning place from the world. It has a unique location. You can claim that as your own. So you have like your house becomes your own embassy. So they cannot enter without permission of you. And
Hmm.
people that get stormed by police or whatever corrupt institutions worldwide, they can enter your home because you are not protected without with those kind of
Marcel, you're
things.
smart. You're doing what the rich people do. Because they
Well,
do that.
that's why I
And
say you should fight them with their own weapons, so they don't have a place to go anymore. We should expose the demons for what they are.
everyone should have it to where the police can't just go in your house. The rich people know it, and that's why they do that. But the poor people,
Mhm.
they want to pass laws so they could go right in your shit. Or, they can make something up. Yo, these people
Mhm.
are greasy, grimy, gritty pieces of
No,
pissing me off.
they want the knowledge, the power, and the wealth all for themselves. They don't want to share with us. That's why they never
Of
gonna
course not.
mention it by themselves. Is that Phil?
Well,
It is.
they'll pay.
Hey,
Marcel, how you
Hey.
doing, man?
I'm fine. You?
I'm good. I'm good.
They'll
Fine.
pay.
I'll give you a wave. Oh, wrong way.
What are you working in the garage?
No, this is the kitchen. Believe it or not.
Oh,
Yeah. This is the garage. The house
what are
is
you
the garage.
modeling your leg?
Do what, bro?
Phil's modeling his leg.
That's right. I'm a hand model too.
What kind of table was that? Is that a wood
This-
table?
No, like concrete, man. I built that.
Oh, let me see. Nice. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was seeing that part, and I'm like, man, it's an island.
Yeah, here I'll show it to
In the
you.
kitchen.
That will last forever. That granite.
Let me turn this back around. It's concrete. Everything's concrete.
Has anyone heard from Lucid?
No, I haven't, bud. I sure haven't.
I've been calling them. Other people have been calling them. He ain't answering me. Oh no, man.
It's a tornado shelter. Well, there's the trash can.
Wow.
I
That's
made a
cool.
tornado shelter because this house is on a concrete slab, and there's no place to get out of a tornado. So I built this concrete.
I like that.
Awesome.
If you had a child, man, they could use that as a little clubhouse. I know I would if I was a child.
I gotta
parents
put
had something like
steel.
that.
I'm gonna put steel doors on it, and 3 people can get in there. This is 7 inches thick in the center, with rebar 9 inches on center. This is all filled rebar concrete. It's all it's heavy duty.
You open the door, and the whole house would be gone.
Yeah, it could be possible, man. Definitely, it could be possible. But yeah,
I've seen videos where the tornado went right over. People were in this thing in the ground, and the tornado went right over them. You could see with the door, like it was trying to rip the door off, but the guy was holding the door shut. And I'm thinking, this dude's an idiot. If that thing rips the door off, you're going with it.
I seen that. The tornado came through there, and he was just standing on his damn porch. He lost a tree. It fell on his car. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, this one they ran into a underground, like I don't know, a shelter underground, but it had like basement doors on it.
Oh, storm shelter doors.
Yeah, the cheap ones though, because you could see the wind blowing through it, and it was about to rip them damn things off, and the guy was holding them closed, and I'm like, this guy's crazy. I wouldn't hold them closed.
Well, I just watched a video where he walks to his front door, he steps on his porch, and he's videoing a tornado, and he tries to go back in the house. It's too late. The tornado is right on him. It's in his front yard. It blows a tree into a car, into his car. It tears it up his house.
Well, that's what you get.
He's just standing there.
That's like
just a question, eh? I don't understand one thing, that in the US that they keep building houses with wood, mostly wood, instead of concrete and stones.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, that's what I always wondered.
Quick money. Yeah. Quick. Pop them up.
And think about rocks and believe it or not, rocks. The stones, the old school people would build their little houses with or whatever. Stones hold an electrical charge. So maybe these old brick buildings, brick does too. Maybe there's something to that with that free energy they used to have, because all the buildings were brick. Probably. None of them were wood.
I'm not even going to ask you if you open your Telegram.
Oh, me right now?
That building I sent you pictures of, it's got exactly what you're talking about. And you can see the metal where the wires ran down the towers. You can see what. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. Hey Marcel, explain to me what you're doing now with the
Ian Apple.
separate. Yeah, that's it. Separating from the straw man. How are you doing this? Please enlighten me, sir.
Well,
yeah, there's no pictures here, Ian.
Just be a while before the fake pandemic and all that, we started with a group here. And Marquichon has a website online, and he had like that you could claim your stuff back with the Live Life claim, and it was because he also saw what was happening, that they were basically imprisoning all civilians and people that were not aware what was happening. They basically steal our trusts. And that's maybe good to tell before I go further. All those people that died from the, you know what, they all have like a counter account.
Okay,
with all the money on it.
I'm familiar with the trust.
Yeah, that's why they killed the people, because all the governments are basically bankrupt, so they killed off all those people to get the money from those people.
That's right. That's why they have wars too.
Yeah.
Here's my thing on it. Now, people here, they're doing the state national sovereign thing.
Holy shit.
If Russia right now or China right now invaded the United States or your country where you are, would you fill out papers to ask them to get out of their invasion of your country, that you're neutral, that you don't have nothing in it, but you just want to live your life? Would you do that? Would you write them that letter?
I'm not filling in anything because I already filled in all the papers that I need to fill in, and I'm not going to run for anybody. I live here, I'm not running.
Exactly. So what I'm saying has happened. Here's what, I don't know what your situation is, but I'm assuming most of them are pretty similar. When you fill out paperwork to do anything, you're validating that entity as an authority. I understand what you're saying. I get it. I totally get it. But I don't want it to bite. I want people to think of this aspect of it, and so maybe it don't come back and bite us in the ass. You're validating that system. I'm sorry, Charles.
Well, I claimed my birth certificate for only one thing, because on that birth certificate is my real name, and basically all the tax papers and the corporation where I rent my house from, it has my name on it, but it's always in cap lock letters or just M, and then my back name. It's never my real name. So those are
it's a dead corporation.
Exactly. They abuse or use my name just.
Yes, I get
just about for everything.
I want to show you the beneficiary signature. Do you know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
You do know the beneficiary signature? How to sign it?
Is that the paper where you mean that you with more people sign?
All you do is you sign your first name, hyphen, sign your middle name, semicolon, your last name, comma, beneficiary, or BENE, period. That's all you have to do to separate from that straw man, is sign that signature. That automatically cuts you from, that makes you the creditor. Boom, instantly makes you the creditor. And then when a court or a government office acknowledges paperwork with that signature on it, they just acknowledge your separation from that corporate entity.
Oh, you have to send me that info. I was not aware of this.
Yeah. This is something that I was shown. Christopher Hauser, do you know him? He does a lot of good work. He's got a lot of good videos. I'm not sure about some of this stuff. I haven't really looked into it. But I'm trying not to use it because I'm walking a thin line. I don't want to be tied to it. So I'd rather not have than be tied to it and it bite me in the ass later on down the road. But
No,
I just wanted to share that.
I get it. I got enough papers filled in about now that I'm pretty safe for.
Right.
Safer than most, let's say it like that.
Sure. But I just wanted to share that with you. I heard you talking about it. I turned it on. Charles was on. I heard you talking. I sent a message because I wanted to tell Charles, hey, when people start talking this, we just got to sit and wait. We can't do nothing. Read the Jesuit oath to them, and then see what they say after that. Because that's their doctrine of war upon us, and people don't even know it. They have no clue what the fucking Jesuit oath is, and they have no clue that their presidents are all Jesuits from Jesuit Ivy League schools.
Yeah. That what I thought as a growing up child or a young adult, that I looked up to certain people that I thought, oh, those people know everything. Damn, was I wrong?
Yeah,
most people don't know shit. Sadly, but yeah,
it is. But you know what? We were all fools. We were all deceived.
Yeah,
there wasn't one of us that's on this YouTube stream that wasn't deceived. And if people want to act like they're better than anybody or they know more, then they're the fools. Because the only thing I know is I don't know it all. I just know what I know.
No, exactly. Every time you learn something, you think, "Oh man," but I still don't know nothing.
Right.
The people that think they know it all, they gonna fall the hardest.
Yeah. I know that David Steele. Have you ever?
I've heard of the name. I don't know exactly.
Okay, there's David Steele. There's a couple other guys out there. And this is how I know they're controlled opposition, because none of them are teaching the beneficiary signature. That right there, that's key. It's key. And sign it in purple.
Yeah.
If you want, what country are you in?
The Netherlands.
Sign it in purple, you'll be the fucking king of the Netherlands, bro. I'm not joking.
I think I thought it had to do with all the groups that they are like the signatures that you have, they all have like courts. Most institutes and even the government and all, they have let's call it 33 or more signatures, and those people decide the laws. Because people are not united and have those papers, we cannot do anything about it. But if a group of people, let's say for like a group of 50 people or more, and they would set up the same structures that our government or other institutes will do, we can overthrow them.
Yeah, there's 70
straight away.
That's
right,
70 to 1. Here's the thing, though. They're passing statutes in the color of law. It's not the law. So, people just don't know that. They think the statute is law. No, it's the color of law, which isn't the law. It's the hue of law, like the hue of man, human. So, yep, I'm with you. I just wanted to share that with you, man.
No, it's good. It needs to be shared, such things,
Well, I've been screaming it for about 3 or 4 months. You can ask everybody here. I'm probably tired of hearing them talk about it.
Yeah, I got the most important, in my view. I've got on the YouTube channel. Right on. All the things of Mark Ishon, the most important ones in my view, and from David Wayne Miller. It's good stuff.
Cool, cool.
The
Right
quantum
on.
Yeah.
language and all that.
What's up, Chuck?
Christopher Hauser, I just went to his channel yesterday. He hasn't gone live in 6 months, which is odd. That ain't good. He was showing people how I forgot we do it in numbers, but I think it's what Marcel's talking about, and it's a way where it'll expose that that they're using the straw man, and but they're already exposed. There's a way enough evidence to put these people away for treason.
Absolutely.
It's screwing
Absolutely.
the people over.
I can tell you that we are already fighting the system. There are groups of people already fighting this evil. Judges and people
Yeah.
that live life claims. People are waking up, and that's a good thing. But it's always going too slow, in my view.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And new people are jumping on board every day too, like me.
Exactly.
I used to talk shit about the laws and stuff, but then I thought I could talk all the shit I want, but it ain't gonna stop the laws from being there. So I might as well learn them.
Exactly.
That's
I
part
had
of their
years
plan.
complaining. I had years of complaining, but now I'm doing something, and it feels really good.
Yeah, they want us to hate it and not look into the laws and stuff. That's part of their plan. So we'll hate them so much that we'll just give up on everything, and
Like the
we
Bible.
can't do that.
They want us dumb, deaf, and blind. You know, that's how the way that they like it. So we can do nothing in return.
Right.
We should stand up and fight the evil. You know, it's as simple as that. And you don't have to fight with weapons, in my view. Not anymore.
Well,
Those people don't even fight their own battle. They brainwash other people to do it for them.
Exactly.
That's how cowardly they are.
The wars are total private war for the big corporations and all that, and innocent people die who believe them. You know.
Yeah.
I
They
agree
get to watch
it's
their
not gonna be,
toys
I don't think it's
kill
going to be
people.
total. My bad, Charles. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was just saying that they just create these weapons so they keep the population down, and we kill each other, and they sit back and gain from every direction, whether it's money, more land, more power.
Absolutely.
We're the fools that and I'm not downing people, but I was a fool too.
We're not
We got to
anymore.
stop this nonsense.
That's right.
Yeah. I never once thought that someone's going to solve all the problems for us. I always knew, even at 10 years old, that it's up to us. Well, go ahead. I'll yield right there.
Yeah, you grew up in the city and you see all your mama fixing the issues. Nobody else come. Jesus didn't come and help you with her issues. She did it herself. Just like you have, I have, we all have. You have to look at Lucifer, Jesus, whatever you want to call him. If you need a savior, you're not the fucking savior. There, that's the best way I can put it. The war's already won. Just sit here and wait. Chuck.
There's something about that Jesus guy I don't trust, man.
Because he's Lucifer, bro.
My whole life, I just couldn't put my finger on it, but I would stare at that statue and be like, I don't trust you. Something about you. I don't know.
I think you already mentioned that once, but I had a problem with on the cross, him suffering, right? Why not just not an image of a person, but just a drawing of something beautiful? So it's why is suffering?
Yeah, why the flesh and the blood?
Yeah,
eat my blood, drink my blood, eat my blood. Yeah, sorry, I'm not.
It doesn't make sense.
Babylonian dark blood ritual. Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's two Jesus. There's the spiritual Jesus, and then there's the fake Jesus. It's right there in the scripture. You've seen me, Marcel. You've seen me post scripture. I know a little bit about the Bible, and it's messed up. That's where it's at. It's messed up.
Yeah.
I would hate to be going into it not knowing anything right now. Holy crap! I couldn't imagine what people. It'd be overwhelming. Take everything we know
Yeah, warriors.
and have learned in the
weapons.
last 8-10 years, all three of us, and then tell us, boom, okay, you gotta know it in like 6 months. I'd shit. Yeah, no way. A lot of people
Warriors' greatest weapon one time.
Well, a lot of people who are laughing ain't gonna be laughing so hard when this is over. He who laughs first isn't always who laughs last.
Are you also familiar with the return to sender stuff that you could put on onto papers and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know a guy sent his storm doors to the courthouse because they left the summons in the storm door, so he sent the storm door to the courthouse.
I think Jesus also symbolizes a lot of stuff. Symbolizes the sun walking over the water.
Yeah.
If you look at all the free energy, the cross is the compass. It's the reproductive organ in the woman. It's so much stuff, man. Jesus on the cross could be the first abortion. It could be the death of free energy, and now you're gonna pay because them crosses were antennas. And they had to lie about the free energy and create these characters and stuff. There's so many reasons why they created these characters. I think to hide so much or try to.
Yeah, and about the religions and the persons in it, I think you should take out of those scriptures and wisdom, which you can apply, which you experience yourself in life, and the things that are too complicated, you should just stop reading that for a while and just apply the things that do apply in your life. You know. I think everything is half truth. You know, the half is false and the other half is truth. Just like all things.
I agree with that.
You should find your own way, and we all have a gut feeling and all that. You basically always know if something's wrong or right.
Here's the only thing that applies to a lot, Marcel. I agree 100%. That does apply to a lot of things in our life. But that Bible, there's interpretation, and then there's the truth, the way it reads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to we can't interpret some of it. That's what got that Bible so loosely. Jesus this, he can do that, he's this. That's what got people where we're at right now. We need to just read it as it reads.
I think the Bible is like a book that's coded, and when you start to break it down, it's the human body, it's the universe, it's
many aspects.
It's free energy.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a lesson.
It also has to do with the chakras, because if you go down in the meanings within the Bible and all that and other scriptures, it basically looks like they are talking about the chakras, like Bill
Jacob's Ladder
does as well. It's good stuff. It's really,
Jacob's Ladder is fine.
There's not one specific thing to any, like say Jesus. There's many meanings for Jesus. There's many meanings for a lot of things that everybody's right about some things. There might be four definitions for one specific thing, and everybody's correct.
Yeah.
But they'll sit and argue about them. You know? So, anyway.
Yeah, like when you meet people like in the supermarket or wherever, it doesn't take long before you when you can decipher people. You know, you basically straight away know if people are good or bad or have something to hide or something. At least I can do that.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why I don't have a lot of friends, but maybe it's just not me, but the other people. Maybe they should be honest. You know,
could be an asshole,
you can see through the bullshit.
Well, I had my share of stuff in the past, and I'm no saint. Definitely.
No wonder you and Charles get along so well. All three of us, we can be assholes. I know it. It's no secret.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I got a little attitude yesterday because it's like whatever people don't understand certain people don't understand my frustration, man. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm just tired of talking. I want to see these people. I've seen too many people consumed by this fucking system. I've watched too many people suffer and die. I still see it every day. Homeless people, starving people, people hooked on drugs, like all this stuff. You know, we're sending.
Yeah, but the thing
supposedly,
is, Charles, you can only help people where they want to be helped. You cannot force them to learn something. Or I tried that for years. What you're describing, I tried that for years, and I had that pain and suffering myself, and also saw it in other people. But you cannot change people when they are not willing to change themselves. You know.
I say fuck them.
I didn't get to finish. No, I didn't get to finish what I was saying. These people are saying they're sending $100 trillion or whatever to Ukraine. Our tax money. These people wouldn't be homeless and starving if we had $100 trillion to fix this country. They're not sending that shit over there. They're pocketing that fucking money, and we need to call them out on all this.
Do you really think that they still have that money? The U.S. is already
no, but still,
they're Europe. That money isn't going there.
We need to get rid of the evil.
None of that money is going there.
We need to clean out.
Money is worth nothing.
I agree, Chuck. Totally. Here's the thing, though. It's not tax dollars. It's trust. It's out of our trust. That's being the capital, the gold reserve, the gold standard. We are the gold standard here.
I read it yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I read it yesterday in the book. It said Rockefeller was taking people's gold and everything worth money and giving them freaking paper that was worth nothing. That was his whole plan. He was robbing people. Yep. And the same thing with bank loans. I mean, it's stated in there. We're being robbed blind.
Yeah,
that's why it's not backed by gold.
Yeah, no taxpayers' dollars ever paid for anybody in prison. The prisoner pays for his own prison sentence out of his trust. That's just a fact. People are deluded, man. They don't know. It's not their fault.
Yeah, if people would claim their birth certificate back, that's a good start, you know? That's definitely a good start.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not going to do it because you didn't make no agreement. I didn't make no agreement with them. They did it without. It's illegal. It's a illegal contract because there was no. You have to give full disclosure. Disclosure. You have to give all the benefits and all. If anybody came to you and said, "Hey, Marcel, we're going to give you $500, $700, $800 a month," and when you're trust matures when you're 65. We're going to give you this money and we're going to give you some insurance. But they could tell you that it matured and you got $12 million in there.
Well, everybody has more than that in it.
No, yeah, I'm just using that as I'm just using a dollar amount. You know, you're a millionaire and people don't know it.
Everybody is a millionaire.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm right now, I'm helping a man do that with his Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm doing that with a guy. We just started in it, but I'm kind of excited to see how the process. I want to see him hand over it or wire transfer millions of dollars into his account. That's gonna be a great day.
Wow. If you think about it, how many people we could help who still are not there, you know?
Oh yeah,
To help them get there.
absolutely.
Man, if there would appear like if it's only like 20,000 euros, you know, the first drop of money, I would buy a plot of land here and create a food forest for the whole neighborhood to start
There you
with,
go.
you know.
There you go. There you go.
All those things can happen, you know. It's just people just need to wake up, and the change is coming, but it's still too slow every time, if you ask me. But yeah,
I hear you. I hear you. There's gonna be if things don't change by 3/24/24, I'm going back to the old ways. I'm going rogue. I'm not going to talk about. We can't talk about shit no more. If spiritual stuff doesn't happen, I'll do what I have to. My children are raised, grown. I'm 53 years old. I'll do whatever I have to do, and that means whatever. Like the realist McCoy, he's got little children. My grandchildren, I don't even have grandchildren, so thank goodness.
Yeah.
But
I feel
people
the same,
just got to start sacrificing. That's what it is. They don't want to sacrifice.
Yeah, I got nephews, but yeah, emotional. I sometimes struggle with that family members or close friends don't realize what they are walking into, basically, you know.
Absolutely.
Without any thought
They're the Walking
whatsoever.
Dead. They're the Walking Dead. For real.
It's sad.
They're the Walking Dead. They don't even know it.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, whatever.
I try not to think about those things anymore because I'm just I'm having a good thing right now. I have my garden and I'm eating from my own garden, and that feels good. And I think this week I can go barefoot again because it's nice and warm outside. Yeah, that's my my plus moments.
That sounds good. That sounds real good. I just learned to really not give a fuck about a lot. I mean, it sounds stupid. It sounds corny, cliche.
No, it's true. It's true. It works. It
works.
Yeah,
it's true. It's so true. So, I'm just mastered the art of not giving a fuck, I guess.
Yeah, we care too much, but it has turned into not giving a fuckness, you know.
Well, it can't cost us our
not
health.
in a bad way, but in a good way.
Yeah. It can't cost us our health. It can't cost us our sanity. You know,
Exactly.
I'm not paying that price, and neither should anybody else. So
I agree.
We'll get it. It's coming. We'll get it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it kills me. We're gonna get it.
At least we could say if things go bad, which I don't think they are going to, but we did everything we could, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can't say they did shit.
Exactly.
I want to be able to say I tried.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I'd rather live on my feet, die on my feet, than live on my knees.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. So, anyway. But I just wanted to pop on here and say hey, because we've never spoke. It's good talking to you. I'm gonna hop off here. I got some things to do. Charles, it's always a pleasure, bud. You be good or
I'm
be good
coming. I'm
at it.
coming. My bad.
No, you're
I
good,
had a
man.
phone call.
You're
I
good. You're
had to
good.
take this call.
It's all gravy, man. No worries. Did I hear you say the pictures weren't there? No shit.
No, I found them. I had to
Okay.
scroll up,
Okay. Okay.
but
Did you change
I'll tell
numbers?
you which ones were there. No, I still got the same number.
I tried to call you last night.
Oh, my phone is probably on it. See, I broke the the piece that charges the battery
Yeah.
on the phone. So I
Yeah.
had to take an old battery from another phone. It had a smaller battery, but I figured out how to rig it up with the prongs. I lined it up and I duct tape it to the phone, and it works.
Right on.
I had
Right
to
on.
do what I have to do. I
You have the
don't. I
worst
got
luck
money
with
put
phones.
away. Yeah, I do. I got money put away that people, I think I got it's like $200. I already spent the buck out of it to put minutes on the phone and buy a few other things, which I'll put it back anyway. But I want to go to Colorado in August. I wanted to go next month, but it seems like Lucid's like, wait till August, it'll be better. So I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't
But I
seen him.
definitely am going. Hope he's all right.
He didn't seem like he was in the best of cheer. He didn't seem very. He seemed very depressed, very down, very
Peace,
sad.
Alama. Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about it on here, but
no,
yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'll just say yeah.
I love the guy.
I've talked to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, so do I, man.
He's awesome.
I told him, call me anytime, bro. I don't care if it's 4 a.m. And you need someone to talk to, hit me up, bro. I know what he's going through. I've been in a situation similar to that, and the mind is very powerful, man. And if you dwell on something too long,
yeah, I can eat you up.
you can it'll put you in a dark place.
I was in a hospital bed for
I
10
speak
months.
through
So
psych ward.
No, after my wreck, I couldn't walk. I couldn't drive. I couldn't sleep in a regular bed.
Oh yeah.
My dad put a hospital bed in his living room for me. I lost everything.
Talk to him.
And everything. Boom, gone.
I forgot about that, Phil. You're another good person he could talk to, man, because you've been through something too.
Yeah, I told him that. Yeah, I told him he can contact me anytime. I knew
in my
he
car
would.
accident.
That's right.
Dude.
We all been through shit, right?
My whole face
I was on meth for years.
Huh?
I was on
my whole
meth
forehead was split open. Meth?
Oh.
Methadone or meth? Crystal meth?
No, I got medication because I was having a burnout and they called it paranoid schizophrenia, whatever that means,
Yeah.
Basically, I saw the world for what it was, so they put me under medication.
You're crazy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I knew too much, so dumb down that shit,
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Schizophrenia is when you hear voices. My uncle had that. Sometimes I wonder about certain stuff they diagnose people with, man.
Hey, Charles.
And the word diagnose, die is in there.
Wouldn't spirits talking be voices? So those people really aren't crazy.
Well, what if it's not just voices from spirits? What if your mind is connecting with a radio tower or a signal in the ether, It could be a signal flying by and your brain's so connected to the ether, it's picking it up.
Hypersensitive.
Yeah.
I'm luckily not like that. I'm fortunate there. They seem not to bother me that I know of.
Dude,
I'm sure they affect
I'm
us.
gonna talk about something quick that happened to me the other day. This
What's
shit
up?
bugged me out. I felt chills go through my body. I was walking to catch the bus downtown in the city, and these two beautiful women were walking towards me, and just the looks on their face, man, it was just odd to me, man. Just they were beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but I think they were. I don't want to use a label, but lesbian or whatever. They were holding each other by the arms, and they were walking, and they were walking like high strut, and they were walking by me, and I waited about 10 paces, and in my mind, I heard turn around and look. When I turned around to look, turned around and looked at the same time as me and had a smile on her face, bro. That shit bugged me out, dude. What's the chances of that?
Um, well,
I
you guys,
thought maybe that
hey,
was her telling me to turn around.
damn,
Well,
you
it
went
could be.
from no woman to having possibly 2 women. That's a score. Okay. That's a score and a half, man. That's a good one.
You turned
Well,
lesbians into
she's
straight.
telling,
That's good.
Stud.
hey, if she's telling me to turn around to her mind, I don't want them to. I'm good with that, man. Who knows what else she could do? She could do that.
Yeah, I've had some wild
I wish
incidences.
the look on her face was a sinister smile too. It wasn't a happy smile like hi. It was this look on her face like I can't
Possessed.
explain it, man. But
Maybe she wanted to molest you, and her
sort
girlfriend
of.
warned about it.
That's what, yeah. I would say that. That would describe it pretty good. Possessed look.
No, I said molest, not possessed. She wanted to molest you, and her.
Oh.
Well, you know, everybody. I dated this woman.
I wonder if that's true.
I
I
couldn't
wonder
tell
if
you.
that's true.
What?
No, I'm just thinking about being possessed with spirits. I wonder if like these spirits really can take control of somebody. I've never seen it as far as
Absolutely.
I know. I never.
If they let them in, and a lot of them control people, and they're so slick
I
and
want to see
sly
it.
at it. People have no clue they're even being controlled.
I want a spirit to come up to me that's in somebody. I'd be like, "Who you talking to?" Smack that spirit right out of them.
Have you ever heard a guy? Have
Oh
you ever heard
no,
anybody talking like a toad or a frog voice, like on Little Rascals? That guy Froggy. You remember that kid?
no,
Okay.
no! I never heard it.
They talk like this. If you ever hear anybody talk like that,
Ha!
there you go. There's your
Uh,
spirit. There's your possession.
I watched a video this morning that this lady called in. These Muslim guys. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. No, and the lady sounded like that. Believe it or not, she was a woman, and then she would be possessed, and it'd be like a toad man's voice. That's weird. I don't know.
Well,
I've never seen like I've seen spirits though. I've seen weird shit. I remember in the summer I was walking by this abandoned factory. Now it's abandoned, but back in the days it was a full blown Stanley Works factory. I mean, there would be hundreds of people working, hundreds. But I was walking late night by, warm summertime, about 98 degrees nighttime, and I've walked through there thousands of times, and I was walking through, and I walked through this cold patch, Marcel. I'm talking, I don't know. I thought it was like
yeah,
from the
temperature
store.
drop of like 10 degrees or so. Yeah.
10. I thought it was snow.
Wow.
It was like a cold chill. I've been places where you ever go somewhere and it's like you shouldn't be here. It's like leave now type vibes.
I've had that. Yes, I've had that while going out quite a few times when I they wanted to go a certain discotheque or a bar or so, and something in me said, no, I'm not going there tonight, you know, and I didn't. And a day later, I see online that someone got worked with a broken bottle of glass there, same bar, a discotheque. And it doesn't
There
have
was
to
one
mean
time.
anything, but I had that a few times, and I don't believe in coincidence.
No, me neither. That was definitely a higher something looking out for you, because I personally don't believe, I know it's either our higher self or the ancestors or something, because one time there's this street, Clark Street, where I live in New Britain, and I think I was 18. This was 1998. This was when a lot of gangs are at war. Um, I was leaving on the bike, and if I would have left, my friend, I wanted to stay, and my friend's like, oh, I'm going to sleep. And he just said, you know, go home and we'll get up tomorrow. But I wanted to stay. He kept insisting he's going upstairs. If I would have, I missed these people shot. I heard it when I turned the corner. I heard the guns shoot off. These people did a drive-by on bikes. And I think when I was leaving, they were coming up the street. But that could have been me. If I would have left seconds
Wow.
later, 10, 20 seconds later, that could have been me. By the time I got home, it was on the news, put it that way. And I didn't live far either. And I thought it was my friend Mike. I thought he got shot up. But there's been plenty of times in my life where, like, my inner self would tell me don't go, or, you know, do this or that. And I would listen, and it would be right. Or there would be times I didn't listen. And sure as shit, my inner self was right. And I'm like, damn it, I should have listened.
Yeah, yeah.
Too many times I got arrested for not listening. My inner self would be like, don't do it, Chuck. And I'd be like, I'm going to do it, man. I've done this plenty of times. I'll get away with it. Well, won't.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever been on a psych ward. I had 2.5 years of my life that I had a few days in the week that I went there for talks and checks and all that. And what I learned there was you have brilliant people that they call insane there on their mats,
Hell
but
yeah.
also possessed people that are really fucked up. Those people have multiple personalities, and like you said, you see it in their eyes. They are totally not there anymore. Something else is there, and I've experienced firsthand there. You know, if you are not insane in an institution like that, and you can definitely see or feel or hear what people are who are sane and totally not there. You know, you've got brilliant people walking around there, and you've got the opposite of brilliant walking around there. It's really strange.
Yeah, I've been to psych wards. For one of my ex-girls would always want to go there, son. And I'm like, why? You know, she would take medication and shit. And one time she missed an appointment and they booted her off them. And she was like losing her mind. And I couldn't figure out if it was because she didn't have them and it was doing this to her, or she needed them to stabilize, which is kind of the same thing. But she went, and yeah, there is some. I would go visit her, and they would search you at the door. Like, it reminded me of a prison. A prison. And yeah, man,
Well,
there
yeah,
was
for
some
some it is
off the
maybe.
wall. Yeah,
I didn't feel at home
suicide.
there as well. There were also all those
I
strange energies there, evil energies,
yeah.
like that possess people that I talked about. But also the other people,
How about hospital?
the people with brains like 4 times the size of normal humans, basically, as intelligence
So how,
and all that.
imagine the evil spirits in those hospitals, like people that get shot and die in there, or I wonder how many spirits are trapped or lost because, or they didn't even know they died and they're just wandering around.
Mm.
Um, I don't
Yeah,
know. Some people believe we don't have spirits or souls. I don't know. Ever since I seen that pod baby stuff, I wonder, like, what can these people really do in these laboratories with genetics? Why do they want people's DNA? What are they really doing with genetics? You know, like I've seen all angles of
well, I think they want the
clone.
experience of this avatar, like the emotional stuff and all that. And maybe they are only coming here for the emotion stuff. Maybe other species and all that. Maybe they let other people die slash out of their avatar to get in the experience of what it is to be us, basically. I don't know. I'm just throwing words around. Could be something
Um,
like that.
you ever you ever heard of ODD TV?
I think I've seen it a few times, not many times. But
He has a channel, um, and there was this video he made about pharmakia, or pharmaceutical or pharmakia, and he went into what was the guy's name? I don't know why I'm thinking of Paracelsus. I don't think that was his name. Uh, with the caduceus, he was going into all that snake venom, but he was getting into the history of. I think his name was Paracelsus or something like that. But pharmakia, he was stating in the in, it's the pharmakia means witchcraft, and if you think about
yeah,
it,
it
it
is.
kind of
It
is.
is. It is. Yeah.
Um, and if you look at doctors, they're kind of like the witches or warlocks. Um, they
Yeah,
got
but
white robes on.
mats, Charles, the mats that I was on, I was like a drooling zombie with all those mats.
Yeah,
You you
tell
you
me about it.
you
When I was
you.
13.
Yeah. First of all, your weight increases like double
Yep.
or three double in my case, and the second,
Yep.
it reduces yourself. It reduces yourself to almost nothing, like feeling wise and emotion wise. It was like a hell for me.
Yep. You can't function. You don't want to get out of
Exactly.
bed. Um, I was in middle school, Marcel, and I was hyper. My mother thought there was something wrong with me, and they tried to say I had ADHD and all this and that, learning disabilities, because I couldn't sit still. I didn't want to be in school. I just wanted to play. I hated
Yeah,
school.
exactly. But were
I
you
didn't want.
wrong? A child needs to run and play, and you know.
Yeah, and they slapped me with Ritalin and stuff, and I swear I couldn't. They thought I was doing heroin. The teachers. I'll never forget. They were concerned, and they called my mom and said, "Is he doing heroin?" They were taking my urine, and it's like, I don't know. I was like, "I don't do heroin. Are you fucking crazy?" You know. But I couldn't stay awake in class. I would fall asleep and just be out. Wake up with drool. I know how that is. It's like, what's that stuff they hit you in the hospital with? It's called
Adrenaline.
no, uh, it knocks you out. Thorazine. They hit me with that one time in the hospital. You know, doing stuff like that, you could kill somebody. But yeah, I don't. It's just me personally. You know, I never give people medical advice, and I just don't like those places. I stay far away from them. That's just me, man. I don't trust none of that shit, and I want to learn how to heal with plants. And
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I've
have
had bad
we have our own
experience.
experiences with medication, and we know what it does to you. You know,
Yeah,
it's not good. It doesn't. Maybe it helps for a little
some
while,
people.
but not years on years. Never.
Yeah, some people need it and it works for them, you know.
Hmm.
But me, no, I had bad experience, and it like we were saying, man. Children are hyper. They're like brand new batteries out the pack. Um, they're full of energy. You're a child. Your body isn't. You haven't been eating garbage your whole life. You know, your body's just fresh. You're just full of energy and life. Of course, the child don't want to sit in the freaking chair all day and be indoctrinated. They want to go out and play.
Exactly, and that's the healthy way as well. You know, doing
Right.
thing and learning things while playing, and not sitting still 8 hours or more in a classroom. Come on, that's unnatural and not unhealthy. Not
Right.
only for
Who wants
adults,
to
but
do
especially
math
for children.
today? Let's read about Christopher Columbus. Like, what? Who cares about that dude?
Yeah. Now it's sad that we are grown ups now, and now just now we are getting and learning about the information what is really good for humans and for
History is
the way
just
to
that,
live. You know.
Marcel.
Yeah.
History is his story. It's a bunch of lies.
Hmm.
I found a map. I posted it on my commentary community page. I just posted it an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half, and I found two maps, and they both have Titan trees on them. Huge trees. That's what it's
On YouTube
symbolizing.
or
Yeah, my YouTube channel, on my community page. It got two giants. I found a Russian guy and another guy. I don't know why he has straw in his face. Now, I put in there, I said, I don't know if these pictures are real, but they look real to me. I looked at them for hours.
oh, I got the
So
picture.
it's got two giants, a drawing of giant in a boat, and then I got the two maps with the Titan trees on them. So, and it took 2 hours of looking through maps to find. I found some good maps. I think those maps are from said 15 something. You know, I don't know how true any of that is. You know, it's kind of hard to say stuff's factual when the information's coming from the same people that lie to us, more or less.
Yeah, well, the way I'm thinking is the older the maps, the more honest the map probably is, you know?
Yeah, because in the
In my view.
1500s, the maps looked like the one you got for your avatar. They were round.
Hmm.
Then, and it had land all around it with no snow. Then, through the years, even the North Pole had the lands up there. And through the years, the North Pole lands started to disappear and turn to water. And Antarctica became a little island at the bottom of a ball. And then all these islands started to disappear. I mean, there was thousands of islands on these old maps. And then there was a land called Atlantis and Mu. I think it was Mu. Either they went underwater or I think
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
these
what they
old
say.
maps were before the flood. Um,
Hmm.
or just war or whatever the fuck happened. Where did all these giant people go to? They say they were just died or disappeared. Well, where's all the bones? There's no way that we lived and we're smaller than them. If there was a mud flood or a flood, how did we live being smaller than these giants? That don't make sense
Yeah,
to me.
or they saw
But
how destructive our kind was, and they moved back to their own parts of the crater plane.
maybe they could have moved. That's
Maybe
what I'm thinking, to
maybe
land
they were
outside.
so big that they could walk through oceans or
Well,
seas.
those would be titans.
Yeah,
I'm talking like the pictures I showed you. Those people are 14 feet tall.
well, that's a
That
big
Russian
ass as
guy is
well.
14 feet. Yeah, double our size.
Yeah,
Um, the first picture, not the guy with straw over his head. That's a weird one. But they're both the same size. That could be the same guy. I don't know. I got some other good ones too. I got an Asian dude, a couple of them that are tall. These are real pictures in the 1800s. I downloaded them all. I found them.
yeah. I saw a video once on Martin Liedtke, and even before that, it's like a big Japanese or a Chinese guy walking in like
In the
a big
street, right?
fighter.
He had no shirt on.
Yeah, in this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He was huge. He was as big as the guy in the picture. I know who you're talking about. The Russian guy I got in the
It's
first picture of
like
that.
a big. It looked like a big sumo wrestler.
Yeah, yeah. I personally think, for sure, people were tall as hell, 14, 15 feet, huge. I mean, they could rip our head off, no problem. Um,
Yeah, and I think it's about the oxygen, the percentage of oxygen back then, because when they if they
mhm.
removed all those big and giant trees in the not so far history, we have way less oxygen than now. Well, and oxygen keeps you alive and breath of life. When there's less oxygen, it would also mean that we will not grow that big anymore because there's less oxygen, right?
True.
Could that be the case?
Well,
And like Phil mentions, all
and
the
that's what
forests that disappeared, you know?
London man brought up a good point too. He said, and I thought about it, like the sun moves in the analemma in like a 8 for the seasons and all that, but the sun, it goes in the clouds. And if you look at some of these tree stumps from these titan trees, they're up in the clouds. So my question is, when them titan trees went way up, how the fuck did the sun move? You know what I'm saying? Unless these trees weren't in the sun's way. Um, but the sun be in the clouds, and I don't think that's, even airplanes fly, and you can see the sun dipping in the clouds. It goes up and down like a roller coaster a little bit when the sun moves. So either the sun was higher, because I've got stories from the Aboriginals I've read on here that the sun was so low at one point that the giants had to crawl. Um, I don't know. I think a lot of these stories they say are fables and myths are the truth, and the truth is the lie.
Well, yeah,
That's how I think
I
everything's
feel the same.
backwards.
All those fables and myths and all that, and fairy tales and all that. Uh, there's more truth in that than most other things that you can find. And it's always a core of truth in it. I definitely agree.
And it's hard, like, to find these giants too, man. When I Google, um, like I found the Tartar Wall, the wall in Tartaria. It's called. It was in what was the name of it? Let me look it up right here. Wall, Tartar Wall, Peking. I think it was Peking, 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 Peking. That's what it is. Peking.
Did it go from China to Russia or something like that?
Yeah, I'll show you a
Much
picture of
longer
it. It
than the
makes it.
Chinese wall, right?
Oh yeah, much bigger too. I got a picture right here. It makes a train look like a fucking a joke. This train. I got a picture of the. It's like the walls connected to these. It looks like the China Wall, but 80 times bigger. And you could tell giants
Wow.
built this thing. It wasn't to keep us little mice out. We look like little ants to this wall. And Divergent. Shout out to him, man. I love his channel. He showed a picture of it. So I went and I said the China Wall in the 1800s, and somehow the Tartar Wall. One picture came up, and I said, "Got it," because when you show stuff,
Yeah.
I go and look for it. I want to see it for
he
myself.
has short shows, but he also has bam shows. Like the things you want to see.
Yeah. I don't believe Tartaria was the entire world. Come on, man. And the map even says it. And I don't know why people say that. Oh, Tartaria was all over the realm. No, it wasn't. It
No,
was a
Tartaria
country.
wasn't. I think Atlantis was the whole known plane,
Yeah,
or even more.
right.
But Tartaria,
I
I think
agree with
not.
that. Yeah, it makes sense because Atlantis flooded, and this whole realm was flooded, and it is round, just like Atlantis, just like your Avatar.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I could show you this. Let me see if I can make my screen bigger. I tried this yesterday and it kept booting me out.
I see a big Chinese building. Was that it?
Yeah, you see,
Oh,
this is like
whoa,
how China had look. See the train? It makes the train look like a
whoa!
freaking
What is
toy.
immense? Wow,
Um,
that's sick.
and that's just there's a let me show you another one. Is that these are buildings that connect the wall. There's a building, a strip of the wall. One of these buildings, a strip of the wall. It's like the China Wall, but better. Whoever built this was keeping tall people out. Some of these pictures
Yeah,
suck.
I think RAX and Martin Liedke mentioned that as well. That those fortified cities or star forts, basically they suggested that those buildings were meant to keep like giant insects and animals out. Well, that
You see this? And then it
yeah,
connects to that. It
wow,
does that.
yeah, it was a
I
big,
could look
big
at pictures like this all day. I got thousands of pictures. I'm like a hoarder. I got to make videos. I'm gonna do like Divergent. I'm gonna do like 50 picture, 100 picture videos. Because people have a short span, man. They don't want to sit there for a half hour and look at pictures. They want to watch
yeah.
a 20
And
second.
if you want to get someone interested for this stuff. When I was younger, all I needed, like you said, was just one or two pictures, and then I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" And you're going to search for it. That's the way it goes.
I hate when I look these pictures up, right? And it's like this. They put this stupid Almany all over the picture. They'll put their name, Almany, all over it, and it like kind of ruins it.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they put the name right? Oh,
Yeah.
the hell am I doing? But anyway, so this is in Peking, Tartaria. It's called Peking. So my question is, I don't know if these pictures are from the 1800s. Um, no, that's Beijing's ancient inner city wall. It says Beijing. Wasn't Beijing in Tartar then? I'm gonna have to find that out.
Beijing was China. I don't know if
Okay.
it was a part of
So,
Tatar back then, but could be.
hmm. I like to go to these websites in China. It's all in Chinese. Let me see if I can find some worth. Oh, what's this? Anything to open up for me? What the hell is this? I don't know what that is, but that's a big building. I don't know. Let me get this out of here. Boop.
Yeah. Kiss Mad Cat mentioned the time on your phone was 11:11. It's pretty cool. I saw that as well, but I think I'm not going to say anything. But she mentioned it, or he.
Oh, on my phone?
Yeah. A good point.
11:11. 1111. But that's all they show is this wall. There's got to be more to Beijing than this wall. If that wall is that big, I got a picture right here. This little kid is walking his goats. I mean, he looks like an ant to this wall. There has to be more big buildings then. That can't be it.
Sometimes like the whole snow globe thing, you know. Sometimes I had moments when I thought we were in a snow globe, you know, and when the owners of the snow globe shake the snow globe, we have all the earthquakes and all the civilizations destroyed. It's not like that, but it sometimes looks like that. But
yeah,
who knows?
It says,
will we
Beijing.
ever know the real truth about where we live?
I hope so. I mean, we're figuring some of it out. This is the stuff school won't teach you. Imagine if we looked this stuff up in the early 2000s before they really went into computers and started erasing all the good stuff. 'Cause back then, when I first started my research in like 2014, 2013, when I was really going in, and then 2015 was a real big eye opener for me with the finding out, because I always had a million questions about the globe. It just nothing ever added up to me with that. Even as a child, it didn't make sense that we were spinning. But when you throw a basketball, if we were spinning the basketball, you would have to throw it in order to, it would move in the air. But or you could float in a helicopter and let the earth spin to you. But it's all. I knew it was all bullshit. I don't know.
For me, it was the moon landing stuff, and definitely when they did the Mars psyop, you know, like the little robots that are still functioning after all those years, and they have got like pictures of ruins on Mars. Come on, those are just
That's
ruins
funny.
on the greater plane. I don't believe in other planets. It's just
you ever
one
watch
big
Marvin?
Flat...
You ever watch Marvin the Martian?
Doesn't ring a bell. I don't think so.
It's an old cartoon, Marvin the Martian, and it's from I think the 60s, 70s. But anyway, Marvin the Martian is on Mars. Yep. And back in those days, Marvin the Martian was on Mars, and he had a Mars rover, just like the one they have today, back in the cartoons, back in the 70s or 60s. So that's programming for now. How did they know back then there'd be a rover on Mars? Marvin the Martian, look it up, I swear. I I blew my mind when I watched one of the cartoons and I seen the rover. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no way. They were programming people then for today. Like, we need to get one of them phones that the president had when he was talking to people on the moon, because I can't get service in the mountains with my cell phone.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, a while back, a few weeks ago, I watched a G.I. Joe on a channel. Those cartoons I used to watch a lot when I was still a child. But man, they were letting stuff shining through back then. I was like, whoa. I didn't realize it. It all was all gone, but I watched it again and I went, wow, it's insane how much we've been manipulated.
I used to watch G.I. Joe. It was one of my favorite cartoons.
Yeah.
There was an old Asian movie that I remember. It had two American actors, two famous ones. I forgot their names, but what's his name? He played in Ocean's 11, the two actors. But anyway, they played these like fighters, and it had to do with the wall in China, and they were keeping out these like beasts and giant insects that would attack them. And that's what the China Wall was built.
The Great Wall. The movie is called The Great Wall, right? Yeah, I've seen that one.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
And they had like soldiers that would run down the wall. They would be tied up to a rope. The women, I think it was. And then they had the people that would shoot arrows. And then they had like different platoons on that wall. That movie was dope. I liked that.
Yeah, weren't those movies of a beast that came out at night and then stormed castles and the borders and all that? Yeah.
Yeah, and they would drag the dead. They would come back and get their like they were saying through the years these animals would adapt, and they became very smart where they would drag their dead back to the, what was it, the queen monster? There was,
yeah, I cannot recall.
I forgot.
A few years
that was a good movie. Yeah, and the whole concept of why the China Wall was there made me think like, I wonder if there's some truth in there.
Yeah, well, that's how I watch movies. They always tell a part of the truth in movies, you know? Lets you learn to look at movies a whole other way. And also series. I'm watching, for instance, now The Handmaid's Tale. I'm just started with season 3, but man, I got tipped by backs of that series, and it totally went past me. But wow, that series is wow, something heavy stuff. It's maybe funny to tell. We got the AIFD. It's like the secret police stuff in the Netherlands. It warns for growing concerns about dangerous complot theories about evil elites. I think it's funny because they know that that's the problem, the elites, but they have to let the truth shine through one way or another. So they do it like this. So they are blaming people that think again.
For what? Well, read that again. I didn't. I was zoned out looking at this picture. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's the home. We call it the home or the surveillance, basically, of the young population and other countries. The secret organization says in this article in Holland, it warns for growing dangerous complot theories about the evil elite. So they basically are saying that complot people believe that the elites are evil and dangerous.
They are.
Well, it's
They
not
are
a complot.
dangerous.
If you research your stuff, you know it's not a complot theory. But they are saying it is. It's so stupid.
So I'm saying, if we can't come together and I don't know. These people are. How could you not? I mean, who? I'm not even going to get into that. What I wanted to say, because the incident that happened recently, that we were banned from talking about. I don't even want to bring it up. That should have opened people's eyes and been like, and especially the aftermath of it, right smack in their face that we were right about it, and
Yeah.
yet people are still asleep, and it just that was the straw that broke my back. It was like, that's it.
Yeah, but
People are
that's
just
not.
too
There's
far
nothing
gone.
you can do about it. You cannot push people to certain things. But I agree. It's so frustrating that you cannot get through to
Yeah,
people.
I plant seeds, but I'm looking for like-minded people now. I forgot what this guy's name. He said he elevated above most people, and he said now that he elevated up, he just looks around for people that are elevated at his level. And I said, man, that's some wisdom right there. So from now on, I'm just looking for like-minded people. If people
Yeah, and
organically come to my channel and
that's
they're
what we
like,
should do.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's what we should do. We should do focus on the positive things that are happening and not try to save anyone anymore, because the only person that can save that person is that person itself.
Right. Well, the thing with religion got people thinking. Sorry for the noise. Damn cars pass by here, buckets. People are depending on a savior from the clouds, and the religion. What the hell? Every time, the religion has, what's the word I'm looking for? Desensitized people's minds, and they forgot how to save themselves, and they're depending on someone else to save everything. When we need to save ourselves, we need to stand up, take
Exactly, it
back.
starts with yourself. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the
If
creator, the source.
if we are not changing, nothing will change, and
Right.
it's not time. You shouldn't be waiting for anyone to save you, because that will never happen. The only thing to change things is by starting with yourself. Like Michael Jackson said, it's so good, right? Yeah? Look at the man in the mirror. If you want change, you should start with yourself. It's that simple and that hard.
Well,
I will not say that it isn't easy. It is. It is hard to change, but if we are not gonna do it, no, it will never change. No.
man, they got cathedrals in the Philippines. This cathedral is beautiful. Wow, I would never think in a million years a cathedral in the Philippines. A power station. That's what I call them now. I call cathedrals power stations. 'Cause that's
Oh,
what they were.
I bet they were. Like the anode and the cathode is like electric shit.
Yeah.
Cathedral,
Oh, that's what
cathedral,
I want to talk.
you know?
The North Pole, right? If you look at the Urbano Monte map, which is really, I forgot the guy's name, but there is the cathode and the anode. There's two little islands that are on each side of the center Mount Meru. There's the North Pole, the magnetic mountain. Well, on each side of the mountain is the negative and the positive cathodes. Yeah, on the map. I watched this other channel. His name's can't think. What the hell is his name?
It will come.
J Dreamers. Damn, it took a while.
I have the same problem.
Whoa. You know, in 1880, you got to look up the White. I think it's called the White Fleet or something to that extent. And yeah, in 1880, man, they had these huge naval ships. Now, for people that lived in teepees and shit, where did they get the time to build these huge ships? Like, you know, a lot of stuff ain't added up.
Because they didn't build them.
Yeah, I know.
Probably.
So, we got bamboozled, man. Lied to about everything.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good that people are waking up, you know. That's people starting to realize, hey, nothing they say to us that even does even come close to being true. Well, and when we got that snowball effect, things will go rolling about themselves, you know, because if one person awakes, it tells or shows two other people. Those two other people show also two other people, you know, and it will go fast. If we reach the critical point of like maybe 20%, if 20% knows, it will go fast, pretty fast. And I do
They
believe
always
that.
find ways
I do
to
believe that it's going to happen. The truth will come out anyway.
They're always justified. They find ways to lie their way out of everything.
Yeah, and that's why people need to think for themselves.
Like,
all the answers are out there. All the answers are out there. You just need to search them. Nobody is gonna drop it in your lap. We have to do it ourselves. And it's good to see that a lot of people are doing what you are doing and what I am looking for on the web and searching for and talking to those people and sharing ideas, and that's the way, because this internet thing, they tried to use it against it, but it's turned out to be the other way around. We use it against them right now, and that's definitely the way forward, to share our stuff on the internet so we can reach big amounts of people.
I definitely agree. I just can't wait for the day that these people.
Kiss Matt Cat says we are already tipped the scales. Well, I definitely hope so. I definitely hope so.
Kiss me. No, it's Kiss Matt Cat Newman.
Yeah, Kiss Matt Cat Newman, yeah.
Kiss Matt Cat Newman. Like Kiss Matt Cat Newman. is a new person to my channel. I think from Alma, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, like I said, new people come along. It's awesome. I like to see new people that finally like something ain't right and they're starting to open their eyes. But I don't know, you know, people could have been had their eyes open. They're just new to my channel, but it's just it'll happen organically. People are gonna start saying, something ain't right and questioning, and that's it's gonna be a domino. The domino effect already started. I mean, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, I think the awake people like you and other people, I think we are here to help the people that are still deep asleep, because when they realize how much evil and how much deception there is and was, they will not, they will have difficulties going going on with their lives. So I think that's why the awakened people here, uh, we are here for them, to explain what's what's the reality and what's deception. And I bet a whole lot of people will not be able to handle that. So we have to be there for them to support them in any ways, Until that time, I'm just thinking about my own stuff, and not egotistically, but like Phil said, you cannot solve everybody's problems, and you should. It's not egotistical to think about yourself first, and because I forgot to think about myself for years and years, and I got hurt in the end, basically, and now I'm still loving and caring for people and my family, but I'm just as important. I'm not less important now. I'm just as important as anybody else, but nobody is going to drag me down again. Let's call it that. Because there are a lot of evil people also, There are many good people, but also people, if they can rip you off, they will. Sadly.
Well, like you just got to find like-minded people and stick together.
Yeah.
Because I don't give up. I know we can change this around. And no one can't tell me any different.
Exactly. That's what it's about. The first thought that dwells into the light. It's like if you think from goodness, kindness, and those things will happen in the end. But if you think the opposite, yeah, the opposite is possible as well. And I think that's the problem with most people, the mindset. They are like doomsday thinkers. And I was one of myself in the past, hardcore basically. But yeah, that doesn't bring anything, I can say, after all those years. You have
just
to think positive.
All that doomsday stuff plants fear into your mind, man, and it tears you down.
Yeah.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. If a bomb goes off, just hope that it's right in front of you, so you don't suffer.
Mm-hmm.
If they're gonna drop a freaking atomic, which I don't think they are. I think that's bullshit to keep people scared and depending on them. They want us to be scared and constantly depending on them. We don't need them. It's a waste. They're a waste of space.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm working in my garden, because when you have enough food for yourself, you can share with other people. And I sometimes talk to people in the neighborhood, or and they say, "Oh, you have a garden?" Yes. And then I say, "Oh, I have this and that in my garden." "Oh, cool, cool." And sometimes you give like seeds to other people, and they say, "Oh, well, I have this and that in my garden as well now." It's just those little things, when you see people empowered that they can grow their own food. It's cool to see. You don't have to be dependent on most stuff in the supermarket. You can grow a lot yourself. And not only for yourself, maybe for your whole family or for your whole street, Make a community garden. And you also have like a social point, because sometimes most people in the streets you don't see anymore because they are too busy working, or always in their house on their telephone or whatever. Maybe that's a good thing also to meet each other again in the neighborhood, because a lot of people here living here, I don't even know everybody who's living in my street. That was different in the past. You knew everybody from face or from school, or it's all loose sand now. And
Yeah,
I
I
hope
even
that I hope
barely,
that will change. Definitely hope that will change for the good.
I barely talk to people I grew up with. A lot of them have children. Um, I, I mean, I talk to them here and there, but it's not like when I was younger. We don't hang out. Most
Mm.
of us don't even drink beer, nothing no more. So, party days have been over for me.
Well, yeah, to socialize, you don't have to drink beer. I'm no alcohol consumer anymore. Also, I only the strongest thing I will get is like herb tea or coffee. So no, that's a lie.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I know very
I
well.
have homemade alcohol from apples that I threw in a pot, and it became alcohol after a few months. But that's the only alcohol I will consume for the whole year, and that's not a lot. It's like a half a liter or so total.
Yeah, I know about addiction, but I don't speak about it. It's people are judgmental. I speak to more of the youth because I see a lot of youth, following these rappers that spread self-destruction messages in their music, and
Yeah.
they think it's cool. And I say, dude, you're gonna end up down a dark road. Uh, a lot of this stuff these youth mess with create a bad addiction, and it's something that hooks into you. And I've watched a lot of people get consumed and die. Um,
Yeah, I
so
know. I know. Yeah. I used some
a lot of
stuff in
these
the
drugs
past as
are
well, but
addictive. Bad.
I fought myself out of it. And but yeah, yeah, you can maybe. I always say to myself, how many times they said to me, don't use this or that, but then it was more interesting for me, to try it. But maybe that's the path we need to walk. Sometimes we get challenges in life, and sometimes you uh, conquer your addiction, and sometimes you are just not ready to stop. I had a few years that I was not willing, wanting or willing to stop, and after a few years, I realized, hey, this is going nowhere. I have to stop. And then you can stop, but the motivation has to come from within you. Not somebody else can say to you, "From oh, you have to stop doing this or that," but that will never work. You have to decide for yourself. I'm going to stop or not going to stop.
Right. I agree
And all
because
those,
people,
yeah, all those shrinks and all those bullshit consoles, let's call it that. They turn out with. They will not have no effect when you will not decide to stop. You will only lose money.
it's all about yourself. I agree with that. It, when I was in prison, I had time to reflect. And I used that downfall to get up stronger, to build myself up. I had really time to step back and think about everything.
Well,
That
there you
was
have
like
it.
20 years ago. But I was in
Did,
and out of prison. 13 years old, I started getting arrested, weapons, drugs, selling drugs. Oh man, it was never ending. Once I got arrested, it never ended. Well, let me not say never ended because it did, but for a period of time, it felt like it was never ending. Every week, the same cop would harass me. He would stop me in the store. I would see him, and he would search me. You know, that's I didn't know that was illegal when I was younger.
hmm,
I could have sued these people, but I didn't know my rights. You know, as a slave, I didn't know my rights.
yeah, yeah. Well, for me, it was a turning point with use of certain substances. Uh, I never had money issues. I didn't have a lot, but I always knew which part I could spend and which I should keep for paying the rent and all. I never had money problems on that end, but I know a lot of people will drown in the addiction, and I know how it feels because when you had still pure ecstasy and all that, man, it is, you always want to feel like that, it's, yeah, but it's a total different world under the influence of that, it's total not you can total not function in the slave world when you've been in the ecstasy world, because when you stop using, you're in another complete different realm. Basically, it's like the total
Misery.
opposite of how you want to feel. And I'm not gonna say drugs was only bad, because it wasn't, in my opinion.
No.
It also opened a lot of things in my thinking and in my doing and in my believing, and it's not all bad. It's just I have experienced how life can be when everything is positive in this world. Not saying that you will feel exactly like that again when everything is good, but for me it was a test. I think it's to see. I don't have regrets from it. I'm glad for the experience that I got from it. But will I do it again? No, I don't think so. I know what it does. I know how I'm feeling when I using. I know how people treat you when you're using or not using. I've seen all the good and the bad and evil in people. Uh, but I don't need drugs to feel or to see how people. Yeah, how do you say that? I don't need to use anymore, in my experience. It's I've experienced everything that I need to experience, and on that part, and I totally understand why people still use, because I went through hell as well, and that was like my only light point for a few years to escape. I totally understand people, but it's not a solution. I want to add that it's never a solution. Drugs.
Hold on real quick. I got this problem in the kitchen. There's a leak.
Yeah, true, Kimba. I understand. I was a mental wreck for years. I'm not denying that. But I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot from other people, the way they treated me when I was falling, basically lost almost all my friends that I thought were friends. Yeah, it opened my eyes for a lot of things, and it let me see how the world really is, and how the most important, how most people treat you when you are vulnerable, or they don't understand what keeps you occupied, what keeps your mind occupied. You just uh, put you on a sidetrack and say you are crazy, or whatever. Yeah, that was the most hurtful part for me, to see people uh, cutting me loose, basically. But I also learned a lot from that. That I'm glad it happened now, but strangely, because now I know what people, which people are real and which were always fake and will always be fake. You still there, Charles?
Yeah, I got a problem, man, in my kitchen. Fucking something pipe broke upstairs or something. I went to use the bathroom and there's fucking water in my kitchen. So I gotta fucking end this shit and I gotta go get the fucking landlord guy next door.
Okay.
This is crazy, man.
Hope it's not too much. Hope it
It's
can be
always too
fixed
much in the
easily.
fucking ghetto.
Okay,
Yeah, I
well,
hope so too. This ain't the first time. But I appreciate you coming up, Marcel, man. It was a good build.
yeah,
And
he's
I don't
saying
know,
good
maybe
to speak
I'll
to
go
you.
live. I gotta upload some videos. And
Talk
I
to you. Talk again
appreciate
another
Phil
time.
for coming up. All right, Marcel.
Hey, have a good weekend.
And Paula, you too. I'll probably go live tomorrow or later. I gotta go
Okay.
see
See ya.
this guy to see what's going on. All right, Marcel. Peace.
Later.
And thanks to everyone in the chat, man. Salama, Kimba, Paula, Kismet Cat Newman. I gotta get that name right. Kismet Cat Newman. Thank you for coming and sharing. Thanks to everybody. This is giving me even a worse headache. AK crawling. I'll go live later, everyone. Peace. I gotta go solve this problem before I have a freaking ocean in my kitchen. Peace out.